It's my life, it's now or never.
Hi, I'm Stacy Blackman, president of Stacy Blackman Admissions Consulting. And for today's tip, I'm going to talk about failure. So in the MBA admissions process, I truly believe that failure and success are equally important. And a big part of my job is helping people to discover their failures and get really honest and find ways to express their failures effectively. Today, I'm going to share with you one of my own failures. And in hopes that it'll just sort of shed light on the role that failure can play, both in your application, but also just in life. More than 10 years ago, I was a resident entrepreneur at Idea Lab, and my position was basically to evaluate new company ideas and brainstorm new companies and then eventually launch some new successful companies. And I eventually helped to launch a company that I really believed and hoped would be huge in the wireless space. But ultimately, my team, myself very much included, did not execute well, and we made some really poor assumptions. We spent money in stupid ways, and things very quickly unraveled. As a result, in less than a year, probably even closer to 6 months, I was laid off. And for those of you who have not been laid off, it's a pretty terrible experience. For me, it completely took me by surprise. I was essentially treated like a criminal and escorted out. And that was a low point. I felt like an idiot. I felt like a loser. I felt like a failure. And, I didn't know where my career was going. I truly went home and I cried. I felt terrible for a while. And this was during the dot-com bust in San Francisco. And things were so bad that, headhunting firms shut down indefinitely. There were just no opportunities. So to fill some time, I turned to something that I thought I'd be good at. And I started helping people with their MBA applications, just for fun. And I found that I was really good at it and that I loved doing it. And I found it to be so meaningful and so interesting and so inspiring in many ways, working with all of these amazing people. So thus, the best and most fulfilling career for me was born. Out of the lowest career low, the highest career high was born. And I, as a human being, was that much more resilient and that much wiser. So, I think we all have to fail. We should all fail often. If we aren't failing, we just aren't trying hard enough. We're really living way too safely. Make sure that when you put together your MBA application, you have some really solid, legitimate failures to talk about. And the worst thing you can do is kind of gloss over the failure question and make up some story about a failure that's not really a failure. It's not going to look good on your application. Try to look at your failures through a fresh lens and figure out the good that came from them and what you learned and how you grew and how you changed. My quote for today is by Ivy Baker, who said, "The world is round, and the place which may seem like the end may also be only the beginning." Thank you so much for watching today. I hope to see you next week. If you liked my video, like it, and see you later.
It's my life.